person you're asking like, hey, why don't I just go in for the ask for the call versus like why invite them somewhere?
Yeah.
So one pattern that we saw is simply a statement I made earlier of like standing out. Most people, and a lot of people are inviting and asking for groups. That's also a common message. I think adding some element of personalization to it. And if you know you're looking to get on a call with somebody, sometimes people need more social equity or to be warmed up before they want to jump on a call. I don't know about you. If someone's just reaching out to me and they're like, hey, you know what? You seem cool. Like we should connect and jump on a call. I'm like, yeah, why? So as but if they're, it's, I'm in their group, okay, I see a post or two or something, or they're following up with me, and then I actually finally check out their profile, and I was like, oh, cool, they're actually an entrepreneur doing things. I'm like, okay, like, this I'd consider 15 minutes. So it's just kind of think about what you would actually be sold on. This is online, so it can't be in restrooms, but you can apply if you're selling to an entrepreneur market or like business owner like yourself, how they think and feel. So you are that market. You can kind of leverage your own thoughts and feelings to know what's going to convert better. I don't know if for you guys, I have noticed like we like the conversation pattern. Not the how are you? I don't like that one. One drives me nuts. But a better response rate in being direct with good follow-up versus like trying to just get a reaction and then finally get to what you're going to get to. You know what I mean? I think generally if you're especially if you're B2B, just kind of being respectful and having a well-crafted direct message up front that's not a big ask is the best pattern. I don't know if some of those thoughts help.
Yeah.
I also want to just ask you, are you trying to build a movement or are you just trying to make sales?
Yes, and yes. That's like my next step is after sales is a movement. I want to create a safe place for businesses to talk about video strategy. So I do like video creation. I own an agency, right? So I want to create a safe place for businesses to talk about different strategies.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. And I'm going to say, you want to create a safe space for businesses to talk about video editing. Where are you going to house the congregation?
Yeah. Facebook, I guess.
It could be a group. It could be Twitter. It could be a link. It could be on community. It could be on .so. There's a million places you could house your community or your tribe, right? We choose Facebook groups because the percentages of moving someone across a platform are not worth the trouble in doing it. For example, if you're going to LinkedIn saying, hey, come join my Facebook group, you're going to have about a 4% move where that people are going to say, okay, I'll go over here to this other platform. No, they're on LinkedIn because they want to talk on LinkedIn, right? So Facebook group, one of the things that's important about that is it gives us a place where everybody already knows that platform and they know the group, they're used to it. So it's like almost kind of the same, but then it's got one big difference, and that's you, right? Because you're the attractive character, you're the space, they're coming to learn from you and listen to you. So if you're trying to build a movement, we need to think about where do we house the congregation? What Chris and I have always believed, just like Harvey Mackay, he wrote a book about it. Dig your well before you're thirsty. Put all the foundation in place so now you can dump all the people into your well. And this creates a systematic, consistent, predictable flow of opportunities that are consistently coming your way. Because check this out. Everybody's not ready to buy from you right now. Maybe some people are ready right now. Some people are going to be ready in 90 days, 6 months, a year from now. But if you keep them in that group and you keep that nurturing going, your sales team or whoever's doing the sales for you is always going to have a place to play. And that's where you start to feed a system into the community and the tribe. And when you're building a movement, there's 3 things you need. Okay. So you need you as the attractive character. That's number 1. You need a cause, like why are you doing it? Right. So for FlowChat, we're working towards ending world thirst. Our overall arching cause for this business, if you guys did or didn't know this, we fund clean water drinking wells in third world countries from the profits of the company. And then we credit you guys for being here and helping us to end world thirst. It's going to take $20 billion in our lifetime to end world thirst. We can't do it alone, but we can do it with a room full of you guys because you guys are the best. You're the baddest ass in your space of what you do. And so that's our cause, right? And the last thing you got to have is a vehicle. So you got attractive character, you got a cause, and you got a vehicle. Now you can create a movement. And I studied cults for this reason, like not because I'm like a cult lover or nothing like that, but rather because I understand that the principles of cult building are the same principles of community and culture building. And so I and I learned a lot of this from Russell because he studied the same thing. And like when I ran into him, I was like, oh my God, I studied this. And we talked about all these cult leaders. And I was like, what? This is the weird conversation. But yeah, it was good, right? So just something to think about, right? So if you're going to build a movement and you're also trying to make sales, don't treat them as separate. Start with the community, start with the culture, start with the tribe, start with that. And that will start to feed you. It might be a little bit more friction before sales come, but now you're going to have a pond for all the same fishies to swim in. And the safe place for businesses to talk about video editing becomes a very clean and simple thing to deliver.